everybody. We're gonna get started. Yes, sir, yes. Thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. Give it up for yourselves for the evening. Hell yes. I'm gonna get situated up here real quick. Oh, man. Well, it's so good to have you guys here. I've been doing stand-up and musical comedy for a while now, so I really appreciate all you guys coming out tonight. We've got a sick-ass lineup for you guys, okay? We've got Mr. Ashlyn Benson. If you know him, give him a shout. Yeah. I like to call him Daddy No Legs, because when he gets off work, he don't like to use those legs, you know what I'm saying? We also have Mr. Ryan Green. Give a hoot and a holler for him. I saw Ryan out before I even did stand-up comedy, and he did some jokes about Dungeons and Dragons, and I was like, hell yeah, this is the place for me. We also have Alexis Leach, who is doing stand-up for the first time. Give a shout if you know Alexis Leach. Oh, yes. We also have TJ Clark. Yeah, that's right. TJ is one of the funniest motherfuckers I've ever seen in my life. And I love them so much. And then we also have Lauren Turner. Yeah! We did stand up one time together in Arkansas for like people who owned Walmart or something. And they had a pool. That was pretty freaking sweet. And then, of course, we've got my sweet little sister, Rhonda. She's a wonderful singer-songwriter, and if you know her, you know that she's battled some health issues, so she never knew if she was going to keep performing or not, and she's here tonight, baby. She's going to give you some songs that are going to tug at your heartstrings, and I'm so proud of her. And then, of course, we've got your host, Ashlyn Benson, right here. So the first song I'm going to sing for you is one of the first songs that I've ever written for stand-up comedy, and so we're going to get into it here. So, there's a lot of songs out there about blue eyes and how beautiful they are, and I'm like, bro, but like, what about us brown-eyed ladies, Yeah, that's right. Now, of course, there's that Van Morrison song, Brown Eyed Girl, but that's more about them making love in the grass, than her brown eyes. So I made one for us brown-eyed people. So if you've got brown eyes, give yourself a hoot and a holler. All right, you can also sing this as a lullaby to your kids if you want, okay? Let's pick up a beer and sit right here. I'm gonna sing you a song about your big brown eyes. Your big brown eyes are the prettiest eyes. They remind me of my Grammy's pecan pies. Your big brown eyes are full of good luck. They remind me of my favorite UPS truck. Your eyes make me think of a chocolate fountain, and they look like some pebbles that I found on a mountain. Bow chicka 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 and your eyes look like the fur of a monkey. Not that good at guitar, that's why I brought the piano, but I thought, why not hurt your ears a little bit. Anyways, the fur of a monkey, 'cause he got too drunky, 'cause he got lost in the zoo. He don't know what to do, so he drank that whiskey booze. Oh yeah, bow chicka 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 chicka. And every time I look in your eyes, it reminds me of the dirt on my fries. I should probably stop eating Mickey D's while I'm on my tractor swatting that bass, 'cause every time a bee comes my way, I drop a fry say R.I.P. Really wanted that fry. And your eyes remind me of rotten bananas when I bought too many, and now I ain't got no bananas, no bananas. But your eyes remind me of a grizzly bear in a wooden chair and a dead brown leaf I found on the ground the other day. I was like, ooh, looks just like your eyeballs. Dead. So pick up that beer and sit right here. I'm gonna keep on singing about those big brown eyes. Your eyes remind me of a seasoned rye bagel chip. You know, the best or the worst part of your eggs mix. Yeah, yeah, your sexy brown eyes. Thank you, guys. Yeah, there's a reason I had to lean into comedian a bit more than musician. But thank you again. Give it up one more time for yourselves for tonight. Oh my gosh. I am so glad to be out, okay, because I am a mother of a 2-year-old and I don't get to get out a lot. You know, the people I see are Miss Rachel and Elsa. That's my socialization, you know, and I freaking miss coming out a lot, especially like going out dancing. You know, who likes to dance up in here? Yeah, that's right. I love it so much. Back when I was like 22, my favorite song to come out to the dance floor was Ass by Big Sean. You guys remember that? Okay. If you don't remember, it goes like this. Ass, 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 wobble dee wobble. And those are all the lyrics I needed, baby. Get me out there, baby. Yes. You know, and now I'm kind of just like jamming out to whatever's on at CVS. So that's where the party's at for me. But yeah, dude, I'm a freaking mom, and it is cool, you know, but it doesn't feel cool to society, I know. You know, like, for instance, so like when I stopped breastfeeding, I was like, I didn't realize it would take such an emotional toll. It felt like a breakup. So I went out, I was like, bye, husband, take care of the baby. And I saw a friend out and he was bartending. He was like, oh, what's up? What's been going on? I'm like, oh, I'm a free mommy now, dude. I just stopped breastfeeding. And some people were looking at me and I was like, oh, that's probably not like the coolest thing to yell at a bar, you know? But also nobody tells you when you're breastfeeding that you're basically a fire hydrant, okay? You freaking wake up and that shit's going like 60 miles an hour. And I like would wake up and I'd be like, baby, I'm leaking, catch the milk. It's ridiculous, dude. Also, your tits get like rock hard, not in a sexy way, like in a very non-sexy way. And then you wake up smelling a little sour because there's milk just sleeping on you as well. Like, I got pregnant because Rihanna made it look so hot, okay? That freaking goddess was wearing belly chains and just like, she even did the Super Bowl the second, pregnant with her second baby. I was like, damn, dude. So I was like, told my husband before we got pregnant, I was like, get over here. I was like, come on, rude boy, can you get it up? Except, you know, when you aggressively sing to a dick like that, does not get it up. Kind of makes it go in. But I found my ways. Let me look at this. Yeah, so, you know, I'm a freaking weirdo, and our child is becoming a sweet little creepy gremlin person. And it makes sense, you know, because, you know, growing up, I loved theater and doing voices and mimicking cartoons. So like when my mom would come to check on me to see if I was doing my homework, my math homework, I had a math calculator watch on. Also, I call it math calculator. Did I use it? No, I did not. Was it in my yearbook picture? Yes, it was. anyway, she'd come to see if I was doing any homework, and then I would just be like, Didi, get out of my laboratory! It's a 90s cartoon. If you don't know, you're too young. But I knew that like my husband was the one for me because the first time after that we had sex, we started doing impressions to each other and voices, and I was like, oh my God, yes, you ready for this one? I was like, that's really good, baby. Can we do it again? It's the hormone monster from Big Mouth. Yeah, boy. Which also kind of sounds like Stitch, you know? It's a really good live action remake in case you haven't checked it out. I cried 3 times. Well, you know, they say that things will change after you get married. But for me and my husband, things didn't really change until we bought a house together. We went from 1 bathroom to 3 bathrooms, and that boy was like, I'm gonna pee in the backyard. He's like, let me get my cigarette, listen to Radiohead, spell my name in the dirt, A-D-A-M. And from that point on, I was like, no more kids. But like I said, I do like to call him Daddy No Legs because he's got the longest legs you've ever seen, and boy, do they not move a lot. All right, give it up for my husband, Mr. Adam Benson.
Thank you. These aren't the longest legs you've ever seen. We were like radically disappointed. Like the finals are going on. They're like not long at all. I've seen basketball players. Give it up for Ashlyn, everybody. Love it. I'm surprised you spelled my name right when you're doing that joke. Because Ashlyn, she's not real big on details, you know? Like she's, we'll be like watching a movie and I'll miss a part and I'll be like, what did they just say? And she'll be laughing like, I don't know. I'm like, what are you laughing at? The colors? What is, pay attention to the movie. She's really funny about that. And she, one time she told me, she's like, hey, you want to go on a fishing trip with my dad? And I was like, sure. I was like, I've never fished before. I've never caught a fish. She's like, doesn't matter. Just come along. I said, okay. Sounds easy enough. She's like, we got to go to Minnesota. So that's like a 12-hour drive. And that was all the details I had. That's it. This is when we were like 5 years ago. We're still not married. So you kind of know how the story ends. We got married. But no, so we're going on this 12-hour ride, you know, listening to music, smoking some weed. I knew that was going to be a little controversial. I wasn't driving, okay? And she wasn't smoking weed when she was driving. There's no cops in the audience. We're fine. We get there. I'm high as a kite. We're in like the middle of nowhere. We had to drive through woods, over trees to get to this cabin. We're freaking there, and it's all our uncles. We got Uncle Brian just waiting for me, just like. He's got like a pickup truck filled of sticks with strings. Some call fishing poles. I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, what kind of fishing? What is this? And he's like, come on, boy, get over here. I heard you don't fish. And I was like, I've never fished. He's like, good, because I'm about to teach you the hardest knot you've ever tried to tie. A fisherman's knot. What makes a fisherman's knot so hard? You can't see the knot. It's a string that you can't see. I'm high. Been high for 12 hours. And he's like, tie this with me. The knot is so hard, he fucked up 3 times trying to show it to me. And he's like, you know, I'm a bassmaster, right? Back in the 90s, I could have done it. I had to turn it down. I'm looking at this man's hands. He's still got hooks from the last fishing trip in there. And he's showing, I mean, I've lotioned and potioned. My skin's looking fresh. I'm smelling like a flower. I'm smelling good. I don't know if you've been to Minnesota. There are things called mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are bad here. They're 10 times worse there. I come out of the car looking like this. Like I'm trying to be in an express model or something. My hair smells like honey butter because of my pomade. Mosquitoes literally are like laying eggs in my head while this man is trying to teach me to tie a knot. I was like, I wasn't even a brownie, okay, growing up. They wouldn't let me in. My parents wouldn't let me go on church camp trips because it was too outdoors. They're Satanists. But I've never been outside, you know. This is me all the time. So I'm scared now. I'm like, what have I gotten myself into? Then we get Uncle Bob. Uncle Bob shows up. Uncle Bob soothed my nerves because Uncle Bob was just a pothead. All the other uncles hated him. We'll come back to Uncle Bob. But then we had Ashlyn's father, Bruce. They're all B names. I'm just now realizing that. I didn't talk to you about that. I never thought about that. Bruce is still sizing me up at this point. Like, are you worthy of my daughter? Can you catch a fish? Every time I leave town, he always thinks I'm sleeping with some other lady just because I go to Vegas every weekend. No, like you know, the whole time, you know, I'm dealing with this, and then all of a sudden this other pickup truck shows up to the cabin, and out comes Bobby Rule. Never forget Bobby Rule. Bobby Rule believes that we're all children of God because we have 5 fingers. That's all Bobby Rule needed to know. He's like, you see that? Does that look like evolution to you, huh? No. This means that Jesus existed and rose from the dead. And that's what that means. I see some of you looking at your hands like you don't know. You're like, wait, does that mean? Where's Jesus? He's not there. I'm sorry. Sorry to break it to you. No, I'm just kidding. I love Jesus. All right. I'm going to smite it on this stage. How cool would that be? I wouldn't even be mad about it. Even if I went to hell, but like, that was worth it. What a way to go out. Lightning. All right. So we're in Minnesota. We're on this fishing trip. Here's the other thing Ashlyn didn't tell me. She's not going to fish the entire time. I'm just going to have to wake up before God does at 3:30 in the morning and get ready to catch fish. Because I don't know if you know this, fish don't come out after 9 a.m. or something. So I'm just on a boat with Bruce, her dad, suspicious eyes, and Bobby Rule giving me sermons. And then I hear the stories, and then I start realizing it's like, oh my God, this is like, the whole family grew up here. They all just lived in Minnesota. They were like, we were poor. We had to fish for our food every day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I'm like, these would have been great details before this trip. I just want to know what's going on. I thought we might just be doing one outing. No, this was 24/7. And so for the rest of the trip, I just slept in with Ashlyn. She was like, I just stay back in the cabin and make sandwiches. I was like, that's what I want to do. I just want to make sandwiches and eat sandwiches. So the first day I go out, everything's, horrible. I don't catch a fish. And then for the rest of the time, Bruce is like kind of softly rapping on our door at like 3:30 in the morning. And I'm just like, no, we're having sex. Get out of here. Leave us alone. He's like, oh, yeah. That's not what your dad sounds like. Yeah. So this trip was going smooth, very nice. I loved every bit of it. I don't know why I keep flipping back and forth. Like, none of them are here, but it's getting recorded. So yeah, we survived it. We survived this trip. We get to the end, and I'm looking at Ashlyn and I'm like, why? We had a 12-hour drive. We stayed overnight in a hotel. We had 3 months of planning. You didn't tell me any of this? You didn't tell me that your whole family like worship sharks and they were like born out of the lake? Like one guy was literally born on the lake. I was like, this isn't normal. You could have shown me. And I was like, the details. The details. So, if this was like a movie synopsis and Ashlyn was like, you asked her about this trip, you know what the synopsis would be? Fish. All right, guys, that's my time. Enjoy the rest of the show. Give it up for Ashlyn one more time.
Yeah, keep it going for Adam. Yeah, I really didn't think to tell him any of that, Like, I'm half Mexican, and then, the rest are fishermen from Minnesota. And I was like, I don't know, man. Yeah, we're going to go catch some fish, I guess. It was also really funny, the first time that I saw Adam try to grab a minnow out of a bucket. They're all swimming alive in there. Oh, my God. This guy sticks his hand in there and giggles and squirms and laughs like only Adam could. If you know his laugh and stuff, you would know what that sounded like. So freaking hell, baby. Well, I guess I got another song for you or something, so I guess I'll get that set up one more time. Also, this one is relatively new, so it's a little more rough, so bear with me. Alright, well, you guys ever find yourself to be your own worst enemy? Yeah. You ever find yourself in a pickle that you put yourself in? Yeah, dude. Oh my God, I love it. Well, freaking hell. This is a story of when I've done that shit. I was stranded at a Hyatt hotel. I locked my keys and phone in my vehicle. Was about to lose my mind at the concierge inside, even though she was innocent. And it was really all my stupid faults. I had no one else to blame but me, but me, but me, but me, but me. But then I had an idea. I could use their computer and send an SOS from Facebook or Gmail or something like that. So I sat there. Oh wait, hold on, a different line. I was sweating from the stress of my own chaotic mess. And then I realized that I don't know a single password. So I press forget my password and it texts me a code. But I don't have my fucking phone. Well, I was stranded in 2025. All because I depend on this device. Yeah, so that really happened and I was so freaking mad, dude. I was using their front desk phone to call everybody that I know. But they were rejecting my calls and I was like, what? And then I realized, oh, they don't freaking know it's me. They just think I'm a freaking scammer calling all over again. Just freaking calling and calling. And no one was helping me. So this reminded me of another time when I was stressed out. I was looking at my bank account. Shit, there we go. I was looking at my bank account and I was crying. I'm like, dude, I'm freaking spending way too much money on all these subscriptions, bro. Way too much. It's like Apple TV, Spotify, YouTube Premium, Amazon, freaking Paramount, Showtime, freaking what else? Yes. Too much. So So I'm like, all right, let's cancel some of this shit. I sit down, gotta log in. Fuck. Going broke in 2025. All because I'm watching this device. Okay, thank you so much. That was about to. Oh my God, thank you so much for bearing with me on that, baby. All right, well, we've got a lot more comedy and everything here for you. Let me set the stage. Just broke my guitar, just popped strings. Who's next? God damn. I'm a professional comedian. All right, everybody, it is now time for TJ Clark. Thank you so much. Give it up for TJ.
Keep it going for Ashlyn, you guys. This is fucking great. Ashlyn and I were in the same comedy class, which is like not how you should start comedy, but yeah, here we are, comedy class survivors. See, something else you should know about me is I'm a stress eater. So as you can tell from looking at me, there is no more stress on earth. I ate that shit. That weight you felt lift off your shoulders earlier, yeah, that was me. Having dinner. You're welcome, everyone. You're welcome for your stress-free lives. I'm so stressful, my anxiety has two-factor authentication. Do you still love me? You do? Well, do you also hate me? I tried doing mushrooms to help anxiety. Yeah, shout out to mushrooms. Actually, I think I'm too fat for mushrooms. Like nothing happened. My body was just like, what is this, a vegetable? Get out of here. Like fry me and dip me in ranch and then maybe you'll experience ego death. I think the actual only place you can experience ego death is at Golden Corral. Like if you're at Golden Corral, you fucking know where you are in life, right? You're either like, these are my people, or you're like, shit, my life is not so bad. We're at Golden Corral, yo. I do love the show. I love that it's got music on. I'm a huge music fan. I'm also a huge music fashion fan. More so when I had the body for fashion. But when I was in middle school, like 6th grade, I was super into Belle Biv DeVoe. We have any Belle Biv DeVoe fans out there? All right, 3. That's good. You guys will love this fucking joke. Belle Biv DeVoe was known for their fashion too. They wore these overalls that had like graffiti paint on them. They would also just wear like one like strap, but like not me, right? I wear a t-shirt when I swim, so I'm fucking both straps. But I had to paint these overalls, right? Because you gotta like design them. And Belle Biv DeVoe had like graffiti paint. My mom's like, you're not spray painting, that's toxic. I'll go buy you some fabric paint. So I'm like, cool, mom comes, I start painting on my overalls, and it's like a little brighter than normal, but I'm like, maybe it'll get darker. And I paint like one of their songs is Do Me. I paint Do Me on the leg. A little problematic for 6th grade, but it's fine. And then on the chest, I just paint BBD. And then like I go to bed, and the next day I wake up, and I hadn't realized my mom bought puff paint. You can't kern puff paint, you guys. So now everything just bleeds together. And thankfully you can't read Do Me on the leg. But you couldn't read BBD either. It just looked like one big like pink neon dildo on my chest. I did not look like a member of the East Coast family. I just looked like a non-binary farmer. Which turns out is just one farm away from being prophecy. You guys. That's right, I am non-binary. Shout out to Pride Month. Since coming out, I have started going to Chick-fil-A again. Not for any like political reason, really. I just like to trick Christians into being nice to me. Like I miss cheesy Christians, you guys. Like to set a vibe, put on some Amy Grant and just go around in circles. That's right, it's your pleasure, motherfucker. Keep the chicken coming. After my Belle Biv DeVoe phase, just a couple years later, I got really into skate culture. Notice I didn't say skateboarding, just skate culture. So I was too fat for skateboards. I did love Skids pants. They were the latest in skate fashion at the time. If you don't know, Skids pants are kind of like MC Hammer pants, like super baggy, but instead of like gold and silver, they just got like horrible prints all over them. And mine had the Skids logo, which is like the slippery when wet sign. Everything about these pants is horrible. But they were like black and red. I always wore a red t-shirt with them because I'm a matching motherfucker. And me and my friends were walking home from school one day. This car pulls up. These guys look right at me. I recognize them from across the street. They're like, "What's up, slob?" I'm like, "Oh no, sir, these aren't pajama pants. These are Skids, the latest in skate fashion." He's like, "Nah, man, slob is slang for bloods." Apologies if there's any bloods in the audience tonight. And then these guys identified themselves as being part of the Crip organization, which was a little suspect because not only were they like the whitest people I knew, but they kind of had the vibe of Wayne and Garth. Or if that reference is too old for you, picture Rhett and Link. Or your parents might recognize them as the Smothers Brothers. So picture the Smothers Brothers as Crips. I've got a lot of Smothers Brothers fans in the house, I know. So these guys harassed me for a bit and then they took off and I was just like so fucking mad that these poser Crips like tried to make fun of me. And I was just like, God, I want something bad to happen to these Crips. And around that time I heard the sound of like distant bass. You ever hear bass that sounds like the Jaws soundtrack? Boom, 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 boom. And then I ran to my window and I looked out. The Smothers Brothers are across the street playing basketball. This lowrider Chevy Impala pulls up. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I'm about to see some boys in the hood shit. I'm like super excited. Out of the car comes the largest man I've ever seen. He looks like a skyscraper with muscles. And he walks right up. He doesn't say a goddamn word. Leaves his door open. He's not there long. This guy was clearly a Crip. Like he came from the home office. You know what I mean? Without saying a word, he walks up to each of them and with one punch each, knocks him on the fucking ground. Like he had cease and desist written on his hands. Like they were knocked right out of the Crips. And I'm just standing there watching, like fully fucking aroused. This is the greatest day of my life. And then he gets in the car and drives off. Like I learned a few important lessons that day. One, that was no man. That was my fairy god gangster. And if you fuck with me, he will bippity boppity bump you on the head. Second thing I learned, sometimes I'm pretty peaceful, but sometimes karmic violence makes me horny. Keep that in mind. And third thing, I gotta stop being a poser. The last thing I need is some jacked up Tony Hawk coming to my door, trying to get me on a goddamn skateboard. Fuck that. Anyway, I love Crips to this day. Shout out to Crips and Bloods. We love everyone. I'm almost done. I just have a note here that says, cummed versus came. I just got this quick theory I want to share. Like, if we're gonna spell cum like C-U-M, sexual, like we gotta do it in the past tense too. We can't just say I came. You gotta say I cummed. Like nothing captures that post-nut awkwardness more than being like, yeah, I cummed. Like, you just can't say cool. We just say that. Anyway, I shout out to my wife who's in the audience and coworkers. I got coworkers here too. I'm sure they love hearing me talk about cummed. Hopefully they don't go to HR. Anyway, I am married, but before I was married, I was really into long distance relationships. And like the fatter I got, the longer I liked the distance to be. Which is why I was dating a girl in Germany. And luckily, thanks to like modern technology, you can still be pretty intimate with someone. Like she had the idea, she was like, why don't you record yourself masturbating? And I was like, shit, okay. Now friends, if your online lover asks you to record yourself audio, record yourself masturbating, like do it. Like they will love that shit. But whatever you do, under no circumstances, do you listen to that shit yourself? No. I listen to mine and I will never be the same. Like I started off just sounding like Batman. Like, this is not the dick you need, but the dick you gon' get. And then it just unravels and turns into some weird Kanye rant. Not like in a racist way, just like you're like, they used to be better. They used to be. Which would be better. But she also had that issue. She was like, why don't you go online and buy me a bunch of sex toys and send them to me, and then I'll take video of me using these sex toys and send them to you. And I thought, shit, this beats dinner and a movie any day. You got a deal. So I could go online. Like, Amazon doesn't ship to Germany. Luckily, Germany has its own Amazon, German Amazon. I just had to use Google Translate to figure out what words like dildo are in German. Turns out it's just dildo. Das Dildo. Dildo is a universal word, you guys. So anyway, I bought her a bunch of stuff, sent it. I just had to sit back and wait for those videos. About an hour later, I got a call from my bank. TJ Clark, this is Fraud Protection Services. We saw an international purchase on your account and just wanted to make sure you were aware of it. Like, oh yeah, I just bought some gifts for a friend in Germany. I used German Amazon, like everything's fine. I'm like, okay, but sometimes with international purchases, they can be a little less secure than domestic ones. Can you detail the purchase for us? I'm like, oh shit, okay. Like I could say no, but then my friend's not gonna get her toys. I'm gonna get those hot ass videos. I'm a grown ass person, I can do this. I started with glass dildo. Like glass dildo, nipple clamps, bondage rope. Like the more I say, the more disgusting I feel. Like I'm naming communists or something. Like I just bought this stuff. I've even used this stuff in the past. I've just never said butt plug out loud to a bank teller before. Like, what the fuck, right? I continue. I'm like, Hitachi wand, anal beads, and I just kind of end in one sad paddle. And there was this long, uncomfortable silence, kind of like the sound in Belafonte right now. And then they said, we just needed to know the amount of the purchase. What the hell, lady? You could have stopped me at glass dildo. She's like, it was a slow-ass day at Fraud Protection Services. And no nipple clamps here just made her day a whole lot more interesting. She's probably Googling Hitachi wand right now. Got a little bit of a sequel to that story before I leave. And that was a couple years ago. My wife and I decided to buy a fuck machine, just because we're fucking cool like that. Problem was the fuck machine like never got there. So I had to call a company and be like, oh yeah, my package didn't came. And they were like, oh, let me look it up. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we'll get you another one, but like they're kind of expensive. So she's like, but if the other one comes, like, can you send it back? And on the phone, I was like, yeah, sure. But I'm not gonna send back a fuck machine. I'm going to the post office and be like, yes, I'd like to ship this, please. So anyway, now I got 2 fuck machines. I'm TJ Clark, and thank you so much. Give it up for Ashlyn!
Keep it going for TJ! Dude, I don't even know what a fuck machine is. I don't know how you use it, how you go about opening one. Well, we're gonna keep this shit going. Give it up for our next comedian, Lauren Turner!
I'm here to round out the fat, queer, mentally ill section of the show. It's Pride Month, the saddest Pride Month ever. I'm like, I don't want to die. I think I'll stay in. It's really dope, though, that like Brahms is sponsoring Pride. And all these people are like, I'm never going back. And I, as another homosexual that eats at Chick-fil-A, I'm like, yes, you will. You will be back. Like, the town you live in only has a Brahms. So what's the plan? Oh my gosh. It's really crazy that people think gay people are like super villains now. I'm like, that is kind of cool, actually. You feel like I'm dangerous? I love that. I think it's so funny. These legislators that are like, we can't even let people say gay because you know how when people say it and you want to have anal sex? No. Maybe you are gay. Jesse Waters on Fox News and like this other congressperson were like, I don't use straws, it's not masculine. I'm like, okay, if it makes you think about sucking a big fat cock, again, maybe the call's coming from inside the house. These people are always like, God doesn't like it. I'm like, oh, okay. The guy who put men's G-spot in their b-holes? That guy? Think he's cool with it, babe? That's God's design. You're supposed to get pegged. That's what the good Lord wants. People also act like being gay is a new invention. We've existed throughout time, cultures. We've always been around. I think a key piece of evidence in this is the redcoats. Think about it, okay? They're like, we're going to war in the woods. We need outfits. And this guy's like, okay, I know this is a little unconventional, but I have a vision. Let's do red. Let's do gold buttons. Let's do ruffles. That is faggotry. To the highest degree. Do you think that was intimidating? You look like a bunch of dandies. It took me a long time to come out. I was 30, and I think that's because all my friends were feminists, and so they were always just like, yeah, fuck guys. And I was like, yeah. But then they were like literally fucking guys. And I was like, wait. I didn't think we were doing all that. It's like an honest mistake. We don't come out till you're 30. You've missed some things along the way, right? Number one, very into softball, right? Low-hanging fruit. That was right there for me to grab it. My first crush was Taylor Hanson. He's a beautiful woman. I remember watching the MMMBop video, and I was like, I was panicked. I was like 3rd grade, and I was like, oh my God, that person's so beautiful, but I think they're a girl. And they were like, it's a boy. I was like, oh, thank God. Okay, crisis averted. Then I discovered Tracy Chapman. And I was like, what a handsome man. And they were like, that's a lady. I was like, no! I've been tricked. Probably the most obvious thing is the way, this is always how I've dressed, right? And probably the other thing was people constantly asking me if I was gay. That could have clued me in. I'm like, no, I just dress like I'm going on a long flight. That's it. I wear the uniform, I don't play for the team. Then I had to go back to everyone and be like, guys, I went out for tryouts. I made it. I came out because I met a woman, also online and like long distance, but only 4 hours away. So I don't know. We met on Tinder, and I'm not sure how. My profile had no bio and one picture on it that looked like drone footage. It was so fucking far away. I love being a lesbian. I was at lunch with my coworkers, and they were talking about how their partners lived before they like met them or when they were dating. And I was like, I'm not gonna say anything, but that kind of sounds like me. But also I was like, when I come home, I'm like, they're like, oh my God, what have you done? And I'm like, who lit a candle? Who put this bouquet here? I'm like, I win. Okay, so yeah, but sometimes, queer women, we're a little crazy, like little woo-woo, things like that. One night she was like, babe, can you put on healing beats for acid reflux? I was like, take a fucking Tums and close your eyes. What the fuck? I had to learn to have sex with a woman. Complicated, right? Men, you're simple creatures. It's like a Jack in the Box. Having sex with a woman is like learning to read Braille. I'm just feeling around the dark. I'm like, what does it mean? I don't know. Lesbians also make me laugh because they're like, especially the ones that want to turn a straight girl, right? Because they're like, yeah, girl, my dick stay hard. I'm like, girl, you have carpal tunnel and arthritis. All I'm saying is that ibuprofen is like lesbian Viagra. So yeah, I'm mentally ill. Anyone else? Who isn't? I love to take my pills. I love it. Every day I'm like, delicious. Antidepressants are the only pills people take. They're like, I feel a lot better. I'm gonna stop taking those. Okay. I've had people be like, oh, I don't want to be fake happy. Okay, well, have fun being real fucking sad. Or they're like, they won't take them, but all they're saying is like, I hate myself. Or they'll be like, I don't want, to change my personality. All you talk about is how you fucking hate yourself. That's a good side effect. There are some I'll just say this. The medicine's great, right? Because back in the day, you go to the doctor, they'd be like, get up here, little lady. We're gonna drill a hole in your head and let the demons out. Could I just get some Xanax and an Adderall? That'd be great. Maybe a good time, though, would have been when you go to the doctor and they're like, little lady, hop on up here. The only way to heal you is to make you come. You're hysterical and I must vibrate you. To be fair, I feel like a vibrator should still be on my HMO. Because I don't know about you, if this has ever happened to you, but sometimes I wake up and my forearm's sore from trying to masturbate on antidepressants. And if you don't understand that joke, you're blessed. Fuck. I was making smoke. I've done all kinds of alternative healing. I've tried everything, and at a particularly low point, I went to an energy healer. Yeah, so one day we're talking and she's like, there's some energy that's not good in your left breast. And I was like, this whole time, the problem was a haunted titty? That's your diagnosis? There's a ghost in it? So yeah, now I call the girls Rosemary's Boobies. I'm Lauren, have a great night.
Yeah, keep it going for Lauren Turner! Damn. Oh my gosh. That's good stuff. All right, I'm going to switch over to this other mic. Hold on. All right, technical difficulties. It's a live show. That's what you come here for, isn't it? Oh, yeah, that's what I like. Let me get my freaking cigarette ready, okay? I wish it was real. I'm trying to bring back real smoking, None of this video game shit, you know what I'm saying? All you guys who are vaping look like you're about to play Nintendo Mario or something. Nintendo Mario? Nintendo Brothers? You think I know anything about video games? Anyway, let's put that up here. Let's put it up here. Alright, so I wrote this song back in 2020. Right before 2019, before the pandemic. And it's about irrational fears. And now there's really, truly a lot to be scared of. So that's pretty freaking sweet. So, most nights I go to bed with my husband, And I say most nights, well, because of marriage. Yeah, but really he's just falling asleep to the Great British Baking Show, you know what I'm saying? But when we do lay down together, I'm like, ooh, maybe we're gonna get a little sexy, yeah. He reaches over, I'm like, oh, maybe he's gonna grab for my breast. Oh, but no, he just reaches to turn out the light. And I'm like, hey there, mister, what do you think you're doing? You're about to let the darkness in all over me. Do you ever get scared of the dark? Do you ever feel like you're gonna lose your mind? 'Cause everything's so creepy in the middle of the night. 'Cause what if a alien kisses my lips? What if a ghost is trying to tickle my nips? What if a strange man tries to break in? Oh, icy bitch, you better get the fuck out of here. Yeah, so don't turn out the light. Yeah, I like to put on those twinkly lights on, the kind you see on Pinterest. Yeah. Because what if a demon gets close to your face? What if a spider's crawling up your leg? What if you hang your foot off the edge of the bed? Will the boogeyman grab that leg? Oh, yeah. Or what if your grandmother haunts you at night and she tells you about her other lover, Greg? And she's like, that's really your grandpa. So now, this is the time I ask for audience participation. Yeah, I'm gonna pick one of you. Let's see. Oh, Lauren's friend, I like you a lot, girl. What's an irrational fear that you have? Oh my God, 'cause what if a man jumps on top of your car and he starts surfing it like he's surfing the waves? You never know what could happen. You never know what people are on or out there. Maybe they're tripping on acid. And they're like, ooh, that car looks like a surfboard to me, yeah. So, please don't turn out the light. Please, please don't turn out the light. I was so scared of the dark for all of my life. Thank you guys. Cigarette got lost in my hair. Let's see, all right, we're up next. We've got one of my favorite comedians, Mr. Ryan Green. Give it up.
I know what you're thinking. Finally, a regular straight guy. I'm Ace, idiots. That's right. Love that reaction. This is who truly tests your loyalty on Pride Month. You love a gay king or queen. You love someone non-binary, you love trans people, but an ace person will bum your shit right out. Everyone's walking around talking about who and what they like to fuck, and I kick in the door and say, nobody! It's all yucky! And I'm the only one brave enough to say it. Ew! Like Lauren and I only came out fairly recently. I have faked my way through so many weird encounters. And I thought, honestly, we were all lying about how good pussy is. I thought it was a social contract. We were like, I love it down there. And I'm like, sure, me too, brother. How I do get slippery in there. But I don't. And I know what you're thinking. Are you just gay? No, dick's also gross. I hate a hard dick pointing at me like an accusing finger. You did this. Fix me. No. I remember when I lost my virginity. Everyone had hyped up pussy. They said, it's going to be so great when you get in there. You're going to understand everything. And then I got down there, face to face, lips to lips. And I said, oh no, it's gross. Yeah, nobody warns you. Nobody tells you there's going to be flaps. So what do I do with this? I don't know. Looked like one of those things that girls in grade school use to like tell the future. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't tell the future, but I know you're not gonna come. Because I don't know what I'm doing down here. Looks like the Predator's face when he takes his mask off. The end of the movie. What the hell are you? I turned 40 in 4 days. It's bad. I'm old as fuck now. My shoulder hurts right now. Do you know why? Slept. Went to bed slightly different. My bed has a very specific crease, because if I don't lay exactly that way, I'm fucked up for a month. This is a dire prophecy for you guys. I'm old. I'm so old that I remember when Lauren Sett had that joke about being I look like I play for the team, but I don't. I remember the original version when you were like, half of your set was like, but no, I'm not gay. That would be crazy. Turns out we were both lying about pussy, just in different directions. I'm really gonna test your how on board you are with my weird shit, because my vibe is different than everyone else. The other comics on this show tonight are all what I would describe as very pleasant people, and I'm just not a good guy. I'm just like a cranky weirdo. And I'm gonna complain about shit with you. Is that okay? Can we just talk about shit? You know what I wish they would bring back? And this is a 40-year-old man complaint. Do you remember The Real World? Yes, thank you. That was when reality TV peaked. Because we didn't have, now it's like, we're gonna take a regular guy, but he's gotta he's gotta race around the fucking world. Or we're gonna put him in on an island. I liked The Real World, because the whole premise was like, what if a cowboy met a black guy? That was the whole show. It was like, you got 6 months to not say a slur. Can you do it? He almost made it. Can we talk about this background? It feels so weird for me to be like, pussy's yucky. Anyway, the majesty of the universe. Behold the Milky Way. I also had a bit about passwords. Thank you for, you remember that funny thing Ashlyn did? Here's a less fun version of it. The audacity of people in this world to say, hey, have a different password for everything. Raise your hand if you have a different password for everything. Thank you. Sociopath! You better have one subscription. Because that is an insane thing. Like, oh yeah, no, I have 30 things. I just remember them off the top of my head. Also, I have a list of people I'm gonna murder. These are some new good jokes. So everyone on this show, for the most part, quit doing comedy for a long time and then came back. And it's because, and I want to tell you a secret, comedy is awful to do. It's a bad thing with no reward. Everyone that does comedy is a monster. You're in a room with the only good people that do comedy. I am doing comedy again, and it's a nightmare, because everyone is younger than me, and I have to pretend I'm cool. And also, doing a club show for comedy, you have to co-sign on the most batshit insane views and beliefs that people have, just so you can get $40 to do 10 minutes at a club. The club owner will be like, all right, cool, you're gonna do this time. Also, I think we should kill every dog. And I'm like, yep, I agree, I hate them. They're ruining the country. Please give me $40. I will sell my beliefs to anyone. I'm in a group chat with all young bro comics. It's a nightmare. They talk about sex constantly. And I have to be like, yeah. Titties. Swing them around in a circle, am I right? And they go like that. Like the waves in a river. I love it. I'm hiding out amongst them like Jane Goodall, but if she hated the monkeys. If 2 months in she was like, actually I do think we should kill these things. The forest would be so much better without these specific dudes. I want to thank you all for being out here. Just give yourselves a round of applause. I appreciate that you guys are here. I know that each of you is a friend or coworker of someone on this show. And I would like to introduce you to the friends and coworkers I brought. They're right here. Because I do not invite people I know to see me do this. First of all, it's so hard when you do comedy regularly to invite your friends because it's just your job. It'd be like if you knew somebody that worked at a bank and they were like, do you want to come watch me bank for an hour? Kind of, yeah, actually. It does sound fun. I went to Walmart the other day and I saw a cowboy. It's just weird to see a cowboy. We're in Oklahoma. It happens. But when you think about it, it's weird. Because you didn't come from the ranch straight to the Walmart. Also, he was with two regular people. It's just two normals and a cowboy. This is the only Halloween costume that it is acceptable to keep wearing. And just an adult cowboy buying rice-a-roni. You can't still be a pirate. I'm gonna write that. I'm gonna make a note that says "sort of" on that one. You ever meet somebody and you just know they had a mean dad? That's that whole bit. Just an observation I wrote down. It's like, man, there's a sadness in your eyes, bro. I feel like your dad probably never brought you a birthday cake. I know. Sometimes when I'm doing comedy, I pick one person to watch in the audience. I have chosen two of you tonight that represent far different spectrums of what this audience has been for me. Number one, is you right here, my favorite. A deeply empathetic person. You felt every word I've said. You've cringed with me, not at me. And conversely, you. Yeah. You know who. Woman with purse on shoulder already. Ready to get the fuck out at a moment's notice. Girl, I know your vibes, for they are my vibes. Guys, I'm Ryan Green. Thank you so much for listening to me.
Keep it going for Ryan Green, everybody! All right. We are nearing the end. We've got a little bit more show for you. So I do want to keep it going. This next comedian, I've known her for 20 years. She's my childhood soul sister. Give it up for Miss Alexis Leach, everybody!
Oh my gosh, hello, everybody. Thank you guys all for coming. Let's give it up for all the great comics that have come up here so far. Amazing. So like Ashlyn said, this is my first time doing stand-up, like ever, so... So, if I bomb here tonight, I can just, put that on the checklist of things that I just check off that night, but when I go to bed, just trying to rest my little head, and it's like, hey, remember that time you did this? I can put bombing here, right below doing horrible on like an oral report in high school, but not quite above, cutting one right in front of your crush for the first time. I will deny that to this day, and he knows it. So, funny things. Going through the drive-thru the other day, this lady thought that my boyfriend was my dad. So, I just kind of laugh it off, I'm kind of like, what is this? Either he looks really old, I either look really young, or she's got some really weird searches on her Pornhub history. So I just laugh it off, right? We're driving away. He just kind of looks over at me and he's like, you see what you do to me? And I'm like, what? What could I possibly do to you? Be the light of your life as I do morning and evening, every night, every day? And he's like, no. You've got me over here looking like a stressed out dad. So I know what you're probably thinking. Enough bragging. I know you look young, even though you're old. So... My family and I, we go on a trip to Boston during the lovely holiday of St. Patrick's Day, right? My dad and I super, super excited. And, they just know how to live it up there. They know how to live it up there, especially during that holiday. I saw a little grandma, and I was like, yes, Grandma Ireland, get it. She was out there in the streets, dancing in the rain, had her little Celtics bear on her cane. She's just getting it, just dancing it to this little Irish band that's going on, right? So it's my whole family, my mom, my dad, my brother, me, okay? We're going into this pub and grill. Everybody walks in, I get stopped. He's like, let me see some plastic. And I'm like, okay, sure, no problem. At this point in my life, I'm excited, I'm 22, getting ID'd is fun, right? So I go down, look in my bag, and it suddenly dawns on me, and I'm like, and I look past the guy, and I'm like looking at my brother, and he's just over there with a little smirk. Can you all guess why? This motherfucker's younger than me. Why am I getting ID'd at the door and this little guy's just walking right in, okay? And it grinds my gears when that happens because, I practically raised that there child. And some of you youngins might not know, but every older sibling in this audience knows exactly what I'm talking about. Parents are out at work, you're watching the younger sibling. The younger sibling won't take his medicine and your mom's like, hold him the fuck down. You're like, yes, ma'am. You get on it, right? So you've got the sister siblings, right? They have like the cat fights over hair, makeup, stealing each other's clothes. You've got the brother relationships, right? They're just like beating the shit out of each other 24/7. So then you've got the sister-brother relationships where you get a little bit of both. I remember on that same road trip to Boston, at one point, who knows what the hell he said to me, but, I was like, all right, okay, motherfucker, game on. As we're driving on this 28-hour road trip, I'm sure my parents are just so happy to have us both in the back seat. So at one point I kind of looked down and I'm like, damn, that milkshake's been there for a while. Be a shame if somebody fucking drank it. So of course, you know, as we're going on, I'm just kind of egging on, like, drink this milkshake, right? So finally I get him to do it, and he's just like staring at me as he goes to do it, because he knows it's mine. He knows it was mine. But he just goes to do it anyway, and I'm just like, yes, yes. As he does it, spits it everywhere, right? All over the windows just tarnished. So as I, you know, want to close out this show, the next time my boyfriend says that he's a stressed out dad, should I just tell him that I've been a stressed out mom for the last 27 years? Thank you, that's my time, guys.
Keep it going for Alexis Leach! Hell yes! I do also want to mention that me and her and my little sister host a podcast called the All Nighter Podcast, if you want to check it out. Get to learn a lot more. Also, she is older than her boyfriend, so just keep that in mind. All right, let's see here. Okay, so up next, we've got my sweet little sister, Rhonda Lou. She's gonna like make you feel your feelings and make you feel closer to God. All right, give it over, Rhonda Lou.
Shit, hello, y'all. It is a fucking honor to do a show with my family, I tell you what. It's kind of the sickest shit in the world. And like childhood me would be like, bitch, you lucky. And I am. I really fucking am. So the first song I'm gonna do is called The Good Work. I'm the emotional portion of the show, okay? I wish I had more comedic talent to like bring you, but maybe in the future shows I might play around with a couple characters or something. But yeah, this first song is called The Good Work. I just kind of recently started learning the piano. These are very recent arrangements and whatnot. These songs are kind of in their infancy, but I really appreciate you listening and hanging out this whole time. Y'all are fucking cool. This particular crowd, like the way you reacted to what everybody was saying, I was like, these are wicked people, and I would love for you to introduce yourselves as the night goes on. But yeah, thank you for being here. The work feels endless. Will we ever see the sun? Can I carry that light, or have I come undone? It's harder than you thought to love, to hold, to speak and be told the beautiful, painful truth. Can we accept what can't be understood? We can't perfect all that we wish we could. These tired limbs will labor, these shaky hands will serve. It's not to gain your favor, it is less than you deserve. I will work through me to get to you. I will work to be living, dying proof. Living, dying proof. Living, dying proof. When the work is over, will we We were never separate. It was always your light and mine. No, we are never separate. Oh, it's all of our light. All of our light. Trapped in time. Is it all of our life? Trapped in time. Yours and mine. Trapped in time. All right, every time I do this, I'm like, this is the sweatiest I've ever been, for sure. Untrue, I will get sweatier next time. All right, this next song is a song that I wrote at a really fucking hard time in my life when I was really kind of struggling to survive, if I'm honest. I have different health struggles and stuff, and we talk about it a bit on the podcast if you guys ever tune in. But this song is called Calling, and it has like a lot of literal and figurative meaning for me, and we'll see how it goes. Hey. Okay. Oh, heaven, you keep calling. Oh, hell, I might go. My heart beats, tears falling, and I don't know if they're joy or sorrow. Oh, don't wanna get buried in grief. I need some relief. It's heavy, far too heavy. If my heart stops, is there some peace without that release? I'm not ready. No, I'm not ready. Lord, keep me steady. Long enough to see clear. Long enough to know you're near. For every tear, there's love so deep. Oh, heaven, are you here? My heaven, are you here? Thank you, guys. So this is my last one. It is kind of a continuation to that song. I wrote like I said, the last one a couple years back, but this one I wrote very recently, and it's kind of apropos for Pride Month. I fucking feel that like if there is a heaven, if there is, we all fucking belong there. We all go home, no matter the fuck what. And this song is kind of talking about that. It's a little long, so bear with me. I trust in you, can't trust in me. My point of view lacks clarity. The only hell that's around here, it's not all that hard to find, but somewhere hiding there is heaven too. I hope I can make it mine. You may have heard that there is not enough space for the queer, the broken, the thieves. I've gotta believe that there is peace for every free created thing. All children return to the garden, and the grass will clean our feet. We'll dance and we'll laugh and we'll sing our songs. Forget that we ever felt wrong. Yeah, we'll forget that we ever felt wrong. If God is love and you're preaching hate, man, whose side are you really on? Oh, whose side are you really on? No, I don't care to convert. Only you can find your truth. But baby, for what it's worth, there is endless love in you. Yeah, that endless light shows through. There must be enough space for you. There must be enough space for me. Maybe we'll learn the truth. But baby, if there's nothing, do my best to find that heaven. Oh, that heaven. I'll find it for me and mine. Yeah, I'll find it for me and mine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Keep it going for Miss Rhonda Lou. Told you guys she was gonna put you right in them feels. Well, we are ending the night tonight. We are wrapping it up here. So I also have a little heartfelt song for you guys with a little bit of jokey. I thought I'd be somewhere else by now. I thought I'd be playing in New York City by now. But it didn't work out that way. But I still wanna play in my home, my Hollywood. I guess I'll make it on my own like I thought I would. I might not be in LA, but I still wanna play in my home, my Hollywood. Here's where the jokes come in, cause we got Sherbet Skies and Puddleside Drive. That's Riverside, even though right now it's kind of full, huh? And storms that turn right on a dime and hella construction signs. How many did you find when you came up here, huh? And we've got Evan Hughes, the Tulsa Muse. We got Sly Stallone trying to make it his own. Did you guys see Tulsa King? Yeah, he was trying to take over Tulsa. That's gonna take like 3 minutes, okay? And we got Crazy Summer Heat, Potholes in the Street. We got a comedy and music scene with big city dreams. We're in the center of the universe. And now I've got a baby girl at home. And now I know doesn't matter where you are, as long as love's not too far. Singing our songs in our home, my Hollywood. I guess we'll make it on our own like I dreamed we would. It may not look like much to you, but it's everything to me. In our home, my Hollywood. Thank you guys. That is our show for tonight. Keep it going for everybody you've seen tonight for yourselves. We still gotta have joy in this life. I know life is crazy, so go smoke some weed and drink some drinks. Thank you guys.